So to give you context, one of our panelists, yeah, that's her parents. So her parents were in the hall answering that question. So she had to answer like her parents. That's what Lady Rita was saying, that, yeah, she answered like someone whose parents are watching her. Yeah. And I want to appreciate Lady Risa. Thank you so much for all you're doing. Please, can we celebrate Lady Risa? You know, we learned a few nights ago, I think last night, we learned about Sons of Consolation, and I'm really happy that you're one for me. Thank you so much. Yes, you're really amazing. God bless you. Thank you. Yes. I've not lived for so long, but I've lived long enough to know you don't need time to know good people. You don't need time to know good people. I tell you, if you stay around them for one day you are going to sense something. People don't pretend for so long, except either you are not very, yes, maybe you're not too keen to notice. But if you are diligent, yeah, you are going to discover that, oh, this person is pretending. And you've been for how many years? You said 11 years. And I'm sitting there seeing Miss Monique. I'm seeing our real estate mogul, powerful lady talking. I'm seeing everyone, and they are saying their mentor. Now I'm thinking I should run for president. So I think I should run for president. Right? Yeah. It's a proud moment for me. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing when you pour into young people, and just to see what they do with that. There's an energy when you walk into this room. I've been pastoring for 20 years, and I have never regretted investing in young people. Because, young people make everything beautiful. They could give you a lot of headache, but I'm telling you, they make everything beautiful. One of the pastors that I follow, it's a great guy, very, very. I learned a beautiful term this week. Yes, about a hero of faith in the scripture. Apostle says he's a cool guy. And it's a nice way. This pastor I'm talking about is a cool guy. He's a very cool guy. And he said he met his mentor, one of his mentors, a big guy. The guy has the model ministry. Just like that young brother is saying this, how do we be like you, And that's how that young pastor went to this other man. The guy has a big church, big people come to his church. He has all this influence and impact. That young pastor is asking him, he said, so actually the reason why the young pastor was going to meet this older gentleman is because he needed some help. So he says, yeah, I'll go there and ask him for some money. Like, hey, you have all this money. Can you just give me some money? Let me find Matt can see front, let me find my way. Let me see what I'm going to do with my life, He gets there, and this older gentleman sees him and calls him. His name is David. Oh, David, how are you? And he starts talking about David, how David is an amazing guy. And the big father figure, the older gentleman, is saying, I want to be like you, David. So David is like, please don't do this. It's like you read my heart. This. You want to close me. You don't want to give me money. He says, Papa, why do you say that? And he said the most phenomenal statement I've heard anyone say. He says, Papa, David is asking him now. He says, you are the model guy. You see, you have a big church. You drive a beautiful car. Look at your family. You are what every young man wants. And the old man leans to him and says, David, I am pastoring people going to the grave. But you are pastoring people coming from the womb. Because this David had a young church. Most of them were 20. Most of them were 15, 18. He says, David, everything my church will be is already set. But look at you. We don't know what will come out of these young people you are pastoring. He began to cry because he saw value. It will interest you to know I came to Boya when I was 18 years of age. I left home, not to feed home, for fine chop for chop. Means as if I needed food. You know that thing say you left home to feed home. No, I didn't leave home to feed home. I left because I felt the divine calling. 18 years of age. I have a very famous statement, especially for those of you that attend the wisdom room. I say, only early starters end up as stars. You see, and that is one of the beauty, the glory, the best things that happened to me is that I found my purpose early and I began to walk. But this is why I'm telling you this. I came to this city when I was 18. As an 18-year-old guy, I had never stayed here. I never had no relatives in Boya. As a matter of fact, truth be told, I had only come to Boya once before I came here, like I moved in here. Why did I come to Boya? They had sent me some money through Western Union. 20,000 or 25,000. And you know this thing, Western Union, in those days of Western Union and you know the prime of it, they'll say, oh, there's no network, but go to this other branch. Oh, there's no network. So that's how I found myself in Boya, because I went to every branch and they said the only place where there could be network is in Boya. I said, Boya, I didn't have America. I did go. I've got to get that money. So I came to Boya. That was the first time. And I stayed like 30 to 40 minutes. I went back to where I was. That was the only time I'd come. The other time I came to Boya, I was coming to settle. I was coming to stay. I was coming to, as a young man, full of hope. No contact, no money. How many of you know Peter Rabbit? There was a rapper in those days called Peter Rabbit. Yes. I packed all my things in that nylon bag. Peter Rabbit. Yes. It not reach half. Everything I had in this world did not fill that bag till half. Just a small plastic bag like this. I filled all my belongings in this world and I came to Boya. Hopeful, passionate, determined. And I began to teach people like myself. And because I was very charismatic, and that's one of the, if you see me now, like the prophetess always say, oh, full of energy. Now, I'm calm now. You can imagine then. Yeah, if I want to preach for 2 minutes, I would have run all over this place. I would run. I used to preach, dance, jump, sing, roll on the floors, do back air. I had a lot of energy. So maybe some of these young people liked me because of the energy. I don't know why, but they came around me. And I began to teach them. The lady Risa, her sister is right there. The Pastor Stella, she came when she was 17. 17 years or so. 17, correct? 17, and we had other people young, and one day I didn't have no money, I didn't have nothing. Of course, young people cannot, basically they are struggling, right? They are going to school, they're depending on parents. So one day I had so many things I needed, I was frustrated. So I was crying. When I was praying, I said, God, what do I do? What do I do? Like, things are so hard for me. These people that are coming to my teaching sessions, they themselves even need help. All of us, teacher and student, can't be needing help. I was so pained. And I asked God, so what do you want me to do with all these young people you have given to me? And I never got an answer till today. He never said anything. So I figured out, if he gave me young people, maybe he wants to see what I'll make of them. So I never complained again. As a matter of fact, they never saw me crying about lack or want. They only saw me crying in worship. Till date, I have never spoken finance with any one of them. I've never sat down to say, pray for me. I need money. I need help. What I did for the next 10 years was teach. Teach in the morning, teach in the afternoon, teach in the evening. You ask me, okay, what were you teaching? I taught everything. I taught them how to brush their teeth. I taught them how to take a shower. I taught about how to do their hair, what to do. Yes, I was teaching everything because I have a philosophy. Never expect something from someone you have not taught. So I taught them how I wanted them to I started teaching. And look at me. I still look young. And I'm still alive. Seeing these people who at that point could give me nothing. Gather people all around. Do amazing work. Stand and teach the next generation. And they say, oh, my mentor taught me this. My mentor taught me that. And guess what? I am alive to see that happen. It's the best feeling ever. I get home every night fulfilled. And I'm encouraged to do even more. And that's what we are doing here with you today. I'm hoping in the next 10 years, someone will stand on national TV here and says, I attended live after university and I heard a man teach and my life was realigned. I'm just trusting that you, listening to me, something amazing will come out of your life. I really, really hope. So welcome, and I'm excited to be training you for the next few minutes tonight. Welcome in Jesus' name. God bless you. I'm a pastor again, so you're going to be hearing a lot of Jesus, amen, hallelujah. Yeah. I'm excited. Okay. So I'm going to start the training and I'll give you a challenge. I'll give you a challenge. I'm going to speak for 5 minutes. And if I don't make sense in the next 5 minutes, you're permitted to take your bag and walk out. But your one condition. Okay. If you don't want to walk out, you charge me for your time. The time I've wasted. 5 minutes. And you can charge me to 100,000. You say, okay, my time is, yes. You're going to say you pay me 100,000. Now, I give you my word. I mean it, and I will do it. If 100 of you come up to say, I'm charging you 100,000 or 50,000 or 70,000 because you wasted my time, as a matter of fact, I will do it right now. So, but this is the condition. You will keep your phones down. You will listen to me for the next 5 minutes uninterrupted, unhindered. You can do your timer if you want and everything, right? And if 5 minutes hit and I wasted your time, you can stand up and just walk out. When I come out, charge me. We have a deal? My time has started? Okay. So that means you have to sit down and everybody, you'll be listening keenly because money is involved in this thing. Everyone under the sound of my voice, I'm sure, wants to have an extraordinary life. No one is born wishing to do nothing with life. No one is born wishing to just waste their time and waste their life. What I mean by that is, if you see someone on the street, drug addict, drunkard, and sick, and promiscuous, whatever, that was not their initial intention. Something happened along the line. So the people who fail all started off wishing to succeed. But something happened. Every time I see an obituary, I rush to the place to get one thing from there, the book. And I turn quickly to the page where the biography is written. This man was born 19 this. Went to this school. You know that thing. And then I ask myself, what did he do with the time he had on earth? Because I realize everyone, including presidents, everyone has the same time allocated to them, 24 hours. Nobody is so important that life gives them 27 hours. What did this man who is now dead do with his time? And it is all written there. I noticed something. Some of those biographies have 2 pages. Others have 5 lines. I'm sure you have noticed that too. He was born, he gave birth, and he died. So it's like born to born and died. But there's another one, you start seeing, oh, went to this place, got this certificate, walked here, then went there and did this. You now say, please turn over. You now turn the other page. And this. And then you see the kids are there writing, I love you so much, daddy. Or mommy, I will miss you. Your little. And then I'm seeing all of these things. And in those kinds of funerals, you see cars, you see, food and drinks, and there is so much. And I always ask myself, what happened? What is the difference between this man with 5 lines and this one with 5 pages? And I can tell you, God helped me. I found what the difference is. I saw it. I sat on it. And I began to practice it. You might be thinking, oh, the difference is one had more opportunities than the other. Well, I'll tell you what. My both parents passed before I got to the age of 7. Me, standing here. My father died when I was 3 years old. My mother died when I was 6. By the time I got from 6 to 14, I stayed alone by myself on the streets. I was on the street. When I mean on the street, I mean on the street. I stayed by myself. 7 years to 14 years. I was adopted when I was 14. And I left the house of my father, adopted father, when I was 18. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Within those 5 years, I'd stayed in more than 10 houses actually. And yeah, it was crazy. So you understand why I needed to know what is that element that makes someone has a 5-line biography or a 5 pages biography. And my hunger, my curiosity, it really got me searching. And guess what, friends? I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. And it is one thing. One thing. And if anyone misses that one thing, I can guarantee you on a bet, at the end of their lives, they will have 5 lines in their biography. Even if they wrote it in Japanese, it will be 5 lines. All right, my 5 minutes ended. Can I continue? Did I waste your time? I'm wasting your 4 seconds now. So I want to teach you what that thing is that I found out. Right here. And I hope you learn. And I hope at the end of your time, you would have done so much because you heard this and you decided to practice it. Just give me a wave if you want to hear what that thing is. Beautiful. Wow. So it looks like I'm not paying anybody here today. Great. Thank you. One thing. I noticed that those who ended up nothing and those who ended up as something found, here it is, the reason why they were born in the first place. The people who ended up as nothing never had the chance to find out the reason why they were born. Why those who had the chance to do a lot found out they were not born by chance. You see, there are a few things I want to clear out before we get into what you need to do after university. All right? Number one, you were not born because 2 people had intercourse. That was a channel that you would have still found a way to come here. Even if those 2 people you call your parents met and got married or not. What I'm saying is you could have been someone else's child. Their marriage, as important as that is not basically the only reason why you're existent. So if you get this, you understand whether you were born out of wedlock or you were born out of an incident like rape, and I'm so sorry about that, and I don't want to trigger any kind of trauma or anything, or you were born by a young girl, you know your parents. Some of you may not even know who your father is. You may not even know who your mother is. And you think because you were not born into an established family like father, mother, or they were not married, you think that affects whether or not you'll be great. Well, let me tell you, you were not born because they got married and because they met. Even if they did not meet, you would have still been born. Your birth is a response. Your birth is a response. A response to what? To a question life asked. What I'm saying is, you are so important that if your both parents had died before you were ever born, you would have found a way to get into another womb. Now, if how I was born is inconsequential, then the next question is, why was it important that I exist? Why? You see, some of you, at the end of your life, you start trying to make a meaning out of your life. Like, okay, I'm here. Let me see what I can do. You know, I want you to have this mental picture. Okay, have this mental picture. You get into a room, all right? You get into a room, and somebody miraculously puts you in that room. Okay, you are just abducted. They cover your head, push you in a car, and drive you to an unknown destination, and take off the covering and push you in an apartment. And you enter there. The apartment is beautiful. There's a big TV. There is food in the fridge. And there is no imminent danger. You walk around and realize that the place is safe. There's no danger. There's no danger. And you're like, hello, anybody here? Anybody wants to harm me? And nobody wants to harm you. There's no danger. You are sure there's no danger for the first 7 days. Nobody disturbs you. Nobody calls you. Nobody says anything to you. And you first go and warm rice. You chop. You take juice, you drink. And nobody's harming you. If you stayed there, let's say there was food there for 1 year. 1 year worth of supplies. You have data, you have everything. And then you even open the safe and you saw 5 million. But you can't go out. When you find yourself comfortable, the next thing you're going to want to do is, let me see what I can do while I'm here. You start trying to keep yourself busy. Right? You start trying to say, okay, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should wash my clothes. Maybe I should play some game. I should check. You start trying to find something to do. And that's the greatest mistake people do. You see, the person who brought you into that room has a reason why they brought you there. So your success is never determined or measured by what you are able to do or build while you are in that room. You will never be termed successful because you changed the look of the room and cleaned the place. You will never be termed successful because you washed the dishes and you cleaned the house. If that's not the reason why you were brought there, success will be solely determined by who brought you there and what was their reason for bringing you. So let's assume peradventure you find a book somewhere under the bed as you're trying to find what to do. And you read. And the person says, I am looking for somebody to abduct, to bring into this room. And if they are able to go to the back of the house and plant me maize and harvest 7 bags, I will give them anything they want. Now, what is going to be your next target? Will you be termed successful? Why? Because you found the original intent and the purpose for why you were abducted. You need to understand that whoever is responsible for you coming here has a reason why he brought you here. Excuse me. The question now is, why? 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 Why am I here? And I found out that those who die and their biographies are 5 lines did not get the answer to that question or never asked the question. But in case you are wondering, what could be the reason why I was born and I was sent here? Well, I have a key for you to know why. Can I share that key with you? The answer is inside of you. Check what you like. Check what triggers you. Check your gift. Check your potentials. Check within you. I discovered that I love to teach. Even before I would teach the word of God, as a young person, I love to teach random things. I used to love to teach people how to play stinking. Yes, this is not the first thing. Bible is not the first thing I thought. Okay, so for our international guests, stinking is a game. And it's not actually what it sounds like stinking, like stinking. No. It's like, you know, the action of to stink. So we had a game that especially boys play where they use the cork of, you know, the beer cork, the cover, you know, there's you put it and then you play soccer with it. So you have a team and the other person has a team. And then you take maybe a paper or something, you create a small ball and you drop and you start using those beer covers as players. So that's stinking. So I used to teach it how to play and how to score from any angle. I discovered I grew up loving to teach. I would teach. And when I found out that, my parents they're not responsible for me being here. Someone else is responsible. And that person puts the manual in the inside of me. When I start searching inside, I begin to understand how to operate outside. I love to teach. What could that mean? Am I supposed to be a teacher? You see, education, the reason why we are talking about jobs is because, and this is true. This is true, I believe. The reason we are here sitting and talking about the scarcity of jobs all around the world, and indeed it is all around the world, there's no place that is safe. No place that is not impacted by the lack of jobs. No place in the world. No, zero. There is unemployment. No matter how small it is, there is unemployment. At every country. The reason why we are having issues with, is because we are not being educated right and true. If education was to help sharpen your purpose, right? And you were educated along the lines of what you were truly called to do, you will never talk about looking for a job one day. Because by the time you are done with school, you are already creating a job yourself. The one who put you here, whoever that one is, did not intend for you to scout for jobs. If you want to know the original, if you want to know how things ought to be, go back to the beginning. Go back to where this whole existent thing started and see how they lived. And if you believe in the Bible, you are a Christian. If you read the Bible, you see Genesis, there was a first man, there was a first woman. And you notice they were educated within the lines of their purpose, what they were called to do. As a matter of fact, the first thing I think everyone should discover is not whether they are male or female. They should discover why they were born. If you can discover why you were born, you would already know what you should be educated at. You should know where you are supposed to exist. And to answer you, my young friend, why is it? We've traveled a bit, okay? I mean, I'm not the most traveled person, but I think I've seen a few places, right? I have 4 years. I have a 4-year Canadian visa right now, just sitting in my passport. 4 years Canadian visa expiring in my passport. I've gone to Canada only once. Only once. Because I found my purpose. And it's not in Canada. Bro, listen. It's not in Canada. 2024 alone, I was in the US 5 times. 2024 alone, 5 times. Did I see the beautiful street? Oh, yes. Did I see snow? Yeah. Did I see some dollars? I did. And I saw the fried chicken and the beautiful ladies, everything. I saw everything that you see. I want to go there. Why didn't you stay somewhere? Because I found my purpose, and it is not in America. It's not there. So I know, although my body likes the comfort I find there, but I am reminded this is the highway to having 5-line obituary page. If I stayed there, I would only manage to get a job, manage to get someone pregnant, and then live a little more to see the child grow a little more, and then I now die. And then they will write 5 lines. I'll never have been able to speak to you. See, if you first find out why you were born, that knowledge will show you where you are supposed to stay, what you are supposed to study, who you are supposed to marry. As a matter of fact, the world works this way. You answer one question right and you have no question for the rest of your life. When you answer that one question correctly, my friends, you will never have another question the rest of your life that you cannot answer. That's why you were born, right? You will even answer why you were born by those parents. Yes. When I found my purpose, I knew why I had to lose my father when I was 3 years old, and I had to lose my mom when I was 6 years old. You know, I was so pissed and bitter growing up as a young man. I hated God. I hated everybody. This is the first time you could be in. I hated families. If I see people loving themselves like this, I will be wishing death on everybody. God will punish everyone. Because why am I suffering? You know, this is strange, but this is the vulnerability of pastors. If you see a pastor, if you give him a mic, he starts sharing all his secrets. That's how we are. So let me tell you this. Even when I began to, pastor people, and when somebody comes to me and is crying and says, "Sir, my father died or my mom died," I never used to feel anything. I said, "Oh, really? As you also in the Christ, your papa don't die." You know, then my papa died. I'm like, my dad passed when I was 3 years old. You are even 20-something. You are crying. My friend, wipe your tears. I had no empathy because my mind, I'm like, why are you crying? You need to understand the dynamics of my family. I was a lone child to my mom. And I never stayed with my dad. I only stayed with my mom. My mom had only me, one. And that's it. So my mom is a typical example of that 5-line thing. Yeah, that's all she did in this world was to give birth to me. Yeah. When I found my purpose, my friend, I realized why she had to die. And I know that sounds somehow, but let me explain. I promise you I can explain. You want to know why? I would never have been half the person I am should she be around. Because the kind of a person she was, the little I know I heard about her growing up, the kind of a person she was, she would never have allowed me to go through all the suffering I went through. And if I didn't go through those suffering, I can promise you on my life, I would not have been standing here today. Every battle, every struggle forced this version of Samuel in Molombe that is speaking to you right now. As a matter of fact, sir, when I was 9 years old, I stayed outside for 1 week in a pit toilet. That's why I slept. You see that thing you were describing in the morning, prophetess? I slept there for 7 days as a young child on a bench. I put a bench and I sat there. Same. People understood it because we have it here. We have it. Same. That was the only place I could find as home. That young. And it birthed a resilience in me. You see, if you look deep and you hear my voice, there is a lion somewhere hidden inside of my spirit. There is a young. Put me in the desert, I will survive. Throw me in acid, I will come out. I have a philosophy. What didn't kill me then will not kill me now. If I didn't die when I was 7, I can't die now that I'm 70. Am I talking to somebody right now? Oh, that's preaching. That's preaching. Yeah, you see? Boy, I have been knocked down 4 times. I have been, the whole country has see, they arrested me, the news went to the whole country. And it was me against the whole country. I defeated the whole country. You see, I wake up and I say, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring the battles. Hit me with the worst you have, devil. I will stand. Because I stood then. I know I can stand right now. You see, when you find your purpose, my friend, you will know why you failed the GCE the year you failed. You will know why your parents did not get married. You will know why you had 2 siblings. You will know why you were not born with a silver or a golden spoon. And you will know, my friend, that your life is not a coincidence. Your life is not random. You are calculated, strategically positioned for impact. Yes, sir. You will know that misfortune is not a word when it comes to you, because nothing happens that is not already written in your story. So you're asking me, Apostle, wait, hold on. Do you mean even the mistakes I made can be explained if I find myself? Yes. 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 The question is, was Stephanie, what was her role in the decision for her to be born American? What was your role in it? What was Ohone's role in her decision to be born in South Africa? What is her role? To have these parents. She didn't make that decision. Someone of a higher power decided that for her. So why envy her reality? Why envy her reality when that same power chose your parents for you? Why wish to be an American when that power could have put you anywhere, but it planted you in Cameroon, it planted you in your village in Bonakanda? Oh boy, I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. He planted you where he planted you. I know you grew up in the suburbs, but it's not a disadvantage. It is a strategic positioning for global influence. You were put there so you can understand. Oh. Boy. So yeah. It's not a coincidence. I know you'd love to be in Harvard School right now. Harvard or Cambridge, or you love to be somewhere in Britain. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? You'll be calling water, say water. Can I have a bottle of water? You could have been there, but you are not there. You could have been born in a palace, but you were not. Okay? And I'm here telling you, my friend, the reason why you are crying over your reality, over your life set, is because you have not asked the one question you were supposed to ask. Or you have asked and you have not had the answer. Why was I born? Oh, I want to be a lawyer. Was that why you were born? Why was I born? So those guys, the guys who do impact, they answered this question. They answered it. You see, permit me share a little story from the Bible. Can I? The Bible tells us that Jesus, he came on the earth. And before he will do anything, as a matter of fact, he at this time is young. He's just about the age of 30. Okay? And he is now doing public preachings. He's going to different synagogues and preaching publicly. He gets to one of these synagogues and open the book. And the writer records something strange. He says he found where it was written of him. And he read it out. And that English means he opened the book and saw his story. He saw what was written of him to do while on the earth. And then he told them, he says, this has been fulfilled before your eyes today. I want to ask you, if you walked into a room and they had written purpose on the board, several purpose, can you look at that board and point and say, this is what I was called to do? If no, my friend, you need to be up. Stop sleeping until you find it. Until you find it. Until you find it. You have to do what I call soul searching. Why am I here? I want to ask you, looking at me and looking at what I'm doing right now, do you think I'm happy? You think I love doing what I'm doing? Do you think I'm being paid for this time now? Are you paying anything? Did you pay any dime? But you think I'm happy doing it? Because I was born to do this. The reason why you might be frustrated, angry, pissed about even your job is because it doesn't give you soul satisfaction, spirit satisfaction. You could do it for 5 years and not get a dime, and you are still excited. You are still happy doing it because you were born to do that. Yes. Probably you just left university or you are just entering and you are wishing to go to Canada. And you are hoping that you have a miracle life in America. Or you're trying to migrate to somewhere. And some people get so desperate where they say any side as long as I'm in Cameroon. Say, I swear to God, any place. Even in Mexico. Even Kazakhstan, I go. Pakistan, I go fight war. Because you've not found yourself. So, this is what I want to show you. 5 things, and I'll do this in 5-10 minutes, okay? 5 things I found when I found myself. 5 questions that were answered. And if you have these questions, you better ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I here? Number 1, when I found my purpose, I had answer to all my whys. W-H-Y, whys. And I had a few whys. Why was I born in Cameroon? Why am I Cameroonian by nationality? Why am I this tall and muscular? I don't know why you are laughing. I'm a very huge man. That's how I see myself. You can't take it from me. Why? Why am I the way I am? I had all that. Have you ever, sorry about that. Have you ever asked yourself, you know, you get the way we are, not tough for pigeon. Me, the women they know here. You get the way we are, go worry you. You ask and say, why not the man born me? Is that correct? You like, or you go to your friend's house and you see the way they live and you start saying, anybody? Say, why did the man born me, Papa God? And then you just finish and come back to your house and your father calls you. You know, you answer your father, say, Papa. say, maybe your name is John. Say, John, he say, Papa. And then you go see, he talk, and so he looking. Say, God, why? Yeah? Why? So what I'm saying is basically, yeah, I'm saying that, you know, you could go to a rich friend's house and then you see his dad, right? And you see the affluence, the wealth and everything. And then you see, why was I not born in this family? And then you go back to your house and your father is calling you. You look at your father, like an anger. You're like, bro, really? They choose speaking, you can't choose me. Why? Why you don't leave me for Plabby Day? You don't have what it takes to help me. Why didn't you leave me? I was quiet with the angels. Why? You know? Yeah, like why? I had all that answered the day I found myself. All. If you have those questions, truly, why was I not born American? Why am I no more advantaged? Why don't I have this color passport? Why was I not born rich? You need to find yourself. When you find your purpose, you know exactly why. You know exactly why. This is the next one is what I love the most. When I asked myself the question and I found the answer, number 2, you want to hear this. I promise you. You want to hear this. I understood what I should be doing now. And now in the context is every given point in my development. Think about this. What would drive a young man of 18 to leave the city where he was? And my father, he said to me, if you leave this place, consider yourself out of my family. If you leave, because I told him I want to go to Boya. And he said, over my dead body, you're not going to Boya. I said, no, I'm going. He said, if you leave this place, consider you don't have anybody like me. No help, nothing. So I said, yes, sir. He said, yes, sir, like you did go. I said, yes, sir. He said, okay. You know, you think you have a big heart. You think I'm playing, right? You think I'm playing. Go. I said, thank you, sir. And I left. And I've never gone back. I never went back. This is where it gets beautiful. Last 2024, I was in Florida. Now he moved to America. All right? So he stays in America. You know how it is. You know how America is here. Stephanie, you don't know. And we have 3 Americans here today, actually. We have Stephanie, we have Alretha, and Princess Christina. They all came from the US to attend church. Now, you don't know how we see the young child here. America is the pinnacle of travels. After America, the next thing is heaven. That's how they say. And so the day I got to America and I flew to Florida and I saw my dad, that was the first time. Watch this. That was the first time in almost 14 years that I had seen him with my eyes. Why am I talking 14 years? More than 14 years, 15, 16 years. First time. First time. First time. Because that conversation we had, right? He was not here. When I had that conversation, I was on the phone. I said, okay. He says, like, okay, like you're leaving. I said, yes. And I walked out. I left the house. That was the first time in, say, 14, 15 years, I was seeing him face to face. And I stood at his residence in Florida. I said, Dad. He said, son, guess what he told me? He said, thank you for not obeying me when I told you to stay. He said that to me. He said, thank you because you didn't follow. He said that to me. I began to cry. Oh, you don't want to know what happened when I came here. I went through hell. But he said, thank you. I was young, but there was something driving me. I knew because I found my purpose. I found that I had a thing on young people, even people of my age. And I understand now why God would have me come here, because this is a university town. And look around. Some of you are less than 25. You're 22. If I say how many people are 30 here, there are very few of you that are 30. Few. Some of you are in your 20s. You see, why sell cold water in Iceland? Why sell whatever you are selling where nobody wants to buy it? So I knew where I was supposed to locate myself. You know, there's something in economics called nearness to market. I had to come close to where the people who need what I have are. That's the only way I would become a star. And I knew somewhere deep down in me that only early starters end up as stars. So I had to start early. So what am I saying? When I found my purpose, I discovered, number one, I am not supposed to chase money when I'm in my early 20s. What do you mean? What do you mean? I thought you're supposed to get a job. No, friend. No. When you are 20, you want to have money. It's important to have money. But that's the time when you submit to mentorship and learn systems. Be part of something growing. So that when you start whatever you are starting, you are not starting with no experience. Listen, if you go around life getting your experiences all by yourself, you may be 50 and be filthy. You may be 60 and you are still seeking still. You may be 70 and empty. You hear those lines? You hear those lines? Yeah. I'm serious. So you're just trying to gather your own experiences by yourself. Say, oh, let me fall here. Pa, you wake up now and say, no. You have to learn from the back. Experience is the best teacher. Okay, but make sure it's not your experience. Because if it is someone else's experience, then that's wisdom. If it's your experience, you go die before you learn. But if I stand from a distance and I watch, if I were to ever start another church, it will be very successful. Because I know all the things I will never do. I know what to not do. So if you were serving in your 20s and you were learning and you found a system that is established and you are growing under that system, the day you stand out to do your own stuff, you should have learned so many things. But you see, everyone wants to get money because you think this generation thinks activity equals productivity. You can be very active but unproductive. You see, I learned that there is a place for calculated strikes. You are not striking every month, but the month you strike, you have so much impact because it is calculated. Yes. Oh, yes. So I know. You know, for a young man who grew up in the streets for the earliest part of his life, surrounded with ladies, I don't have a child, out of wedlock, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't resemble the ghettos where I grew, because I knew at every point in time, this is not what I'm supposed to do. It just came because I found why I was born. The people who are lost did not ask themselves, why did I get here in the first place? I'm telling you. Some of you, oh boy, I'm so passionate when I talk to young people. Some of you, and respectfully so, watch this. I'm not trying to shame your journey. There's no way I can say these things without saying these things I'm about to say. Some of you have a glorious future ahead of you, but you complicate your future by the mistakes you make today. Say, you're supposed to marry a president. You don't know what's in your future, right? You're supposed to be the first lady. But before you meet the person who will now marry you and become president, you have already had 2 kids out of wedlock. 2. And then you start telling the man that, before you want to, let me test whether you really love me. Are you going to accept my children as your children and take them into the presidency? And the man is like, I really love you, but you see, I'm sorry to say, don't get me wrong, but you introduce some excess luggages you would have avoided if you knew you are not like every other girl. There's something different about you. You might not have found exactly what, but you can feel that you are not called to be everybody else. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And you lead your life like that. Imagine, okay, now I've become a pastor. And when I was still, because I had my moments, okay? I had my moments. I'm not like standing here saying, oh, I had always been a good boy. I had my moments. Yeah, it wasn't easy. Ooh, my God. You know what it is? Yeah, puberty. Oh, puberty. You know, puberty worry me. And I worry puberty. The worry was there. You know, yeah, I had my moments. But even at those times, I knew I was called for something unique. And I don't want to carry excess luggage. Imagine Samuel Eto'o in the field. Or Chabalala. Chabalala still plays in the soccer team. Chabalala. Is he no? Oh, you don't know him? Anyway, so imagine Samuel Eto'o. He has 5 suitcases in the field. They have passed the ball. Eto'o player. He said, "Where my drag the luggage?" Imagine Samuel Eto'o wearing gown. That's how some of you have put on luggages on yourself. You are not properly equipped for where you are going, and it becomes a bother because you don't know what to do at every time. You see, you can be so smart that you know what to do at every point, even without an instructor. You know, I'm not supposed to do this. I want to ask you an honest question. How did you know you were supposed to be here? I don't know better places you could have been tonight. Why are you here? Look at this gentleman with the suit. Can you stand up, brother? I like, yes, you bro. Can you stand up? Yeah. Just, no, sis, you are a brother. You're a sister. You sit down, sister. Are you, my God? Yeah, brother, look at this guy. Camera, where is it? Do I have camera? Put it on this man. You're a parliamentarian. Look at him. With the suit. Can you just slant? The camera is this way. Let them see you. See the way he came. He looked good. Thank you. Sit down. He even dressed. Wore suit. He knew I had to be in life after university. I need to go there with suit. Now, this is what I discovered. And this is good. There is an inner programming in you connected to your purpose. The moment you find your purpose, you get direction from that inner programming. It sounds like, it is like some inner voice that tells you what to do, even without an instructor. Even without an instructor. Have you ever been with a guy and something is telling you, leave this guy? That way broke your heart, scatter and grind your heart. He said, something he tell me, say the boy a bad boy. He said, and something he tell me. You are dating a guy and you don't know why, but everything in you is telling you there's something about this guy you should avoid. It is that inner voice of purpose. Yes, if you have voice of purpose, what will you be doing, Bayangi boy? If you're a Bayangi boy, you can do me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yes. It's like a serious, like you're a serious person in destiny. You are serious, you're a serious man, and you are dating a Bayangi boy. How does that even work? I was just joking. Yeah. I was just joking. To give context, the Bayangi is a tribe. So I'm saying no serious girls should date from that tribe. That's why they are shouting. It's just a joke. Right? Yeah. You know, a voice tells you. How did you know what to study? You see, we're talking about, our parents told us, but not everybody's parents told them. Some of you, what you're doing, you chose it. And sometimes it turns out right. It turns out good. How did you know? When people say to me, when they come to my office and say, I don't know what to do, I always ask one thing. Really? Are you sure you don't know what to do? Or you are truly just coming to validate what you have to do? Because sometimes you know what to do, you just coming to have another voice confirm it. Yeah, assurance. There's a voice inside of you. That's the voice of your spirit. That's the voice of your destiny. That voice telling you not to go out with those girls who are going out at night, that's a voice of destiny. Saying you are not meant for the street. You know go fit. No, I tell you, the way you some of your face young, you soft, you know go fit for street. Street, no, you know fit. You know fit. You fit do hair every week. They plait hair, drag cam. You fit dance for 7 hours. 7 hours. You know what street is? Street. You can't. Just stay you where you are. You see, there are things you see on TikTok and on Instagram. You're like, wow, you know fit. No, you know fit. You think, say you like that kind of life. You know fit. You know fit. You will not be able. You can't. You see, one time, I was in America. Stephanie and another sister, they had heard me saying, I don't know what I said online. And then they're like, oh, Apostle, we want to get you skincare. You need to take care of your skin. I said, okay. So they went and bought all kinds of oil. They bought, now just see me something. See me see trouble. See, they don't buy sunscreen. They bought moisturizer. They buy one you rub in the night. The one you rub 4 hours, then you say, amen. Have you seen skincare routine? They say there's an oil you rub before you sleep. There's one you rub before you eat. There's one you rub before you bathe. I was just smiling. I said, they said, you're going to use? I said, yes, I will use them. Give me everything. They gave me. See, this one is like a shower gel. When you get this one, you get into the bathroom. I say, it's well. Me. Yeah. Me now, vam. As I get into the bath, I'm out. And then I wear my dress and oil the places remaining. Am I talking to... Bro. Where are my boys? You know what I'm saying? Like, you prefer wear the trouser and then the pathway the white. You rub them. That's how it is. You rub the pathway the white. They say, you need to take this one 4 hours before you sleep. Me. 4 hours. I was struggling with sunscreen. They say before you go out on the sun, you have to apply sunscreen. Yeah, I say sunscreen. We are screening the sun. We are. I don't have no time for that. You see, now, what am I saying? I'm saying in essence that you know when to do what. Some of you are too desperate for things that will come normally, naturally to you later. So you see someone. See, let me tell you something. Listen to me now. Let me tell you. If you have an iPhone 17 Pro Max, when you are 17. No, wait, man, I talk for you. Let me talk to you. It is not jest or vibe. We know you don't have sense. I promise you. If it is, why should you have a bag costing $1,000 and you are still in school? Why? No, why? Why do you need it? Why do you need a hair for $30,000? Why? As a matter of fact, there are things we see on a young girl and it's instead an insult. Because nobody is expecting you to show up in that way. Like you're in the university and I'm expecting you to have a Mercedes. Where do you come from with it? It's because we have misplaced priorities. Very soon, you would have a career, you'll be earning, and you can afford anything you want. But now you are struggling to have it. And let me tell you, most of the times, the things you struggle to have is mostly because that's not the time for you to have it. And you're under pressure. My friend has this, I don't have it. My friend has that, I don't have it, because you have not found your purpose. When you find your purpose, you are comfortable with every level of your life. No fake life. No fake life. Am I talking to you? No fake life. You don't borrow hair to go to class. Say, my friend, can I have this your hair? I beg face more perfume. Hello, Anna. I beg. If you give me the skirt, no fake life. You wear what you have. There was a time in this city, I had one shirt, and I said this before God. One shirt. I wore the shirt until it got torn. The shirt got torn here. See. So, one member of the church came and saw the shirt. He said, Pastor, you're not coming today to church. I said, I can't come. He said, why? I look left and right. I said, can I tell you the truth? He said, yes. I said, I don't have a dress to wear. He said, why? I said, no, I have one shirt. The shirt was army shirt. They said, oh, I thought you just like army, like you're a military man for Jesus. I said, no, it's what I have. So she said, bring it, let me see. I brought it. It was torn here from end to end. She took it and tore the other side and sewed the two. It became like a style. But now, the only thing about that style is that it was like breast pad. It's like a blouse. Yes. So I used to call the shirt my breastplate of righteousness. When I wear it, I say, I'm here with my breastplate of righteousness. Yes. For long, I had that one shirt. One shirt. You know that thing they say you wash them for night, wear them for morning. It was my experience. It was my experience. I wasn't ashamed. And even up till now, not under pressure. I'm the brokest of all the people I relate with. I was telling some of my mentees today. I said, the people I relate with, I'm the brokest of them. Like, yeah, as you see me, as you are thinking that's how you are our mother. Yeah, I am a charity case in other places. And I keep it so. No pressure. Life is still ahead. Because I see where I will be in 10 years. And everything I'm struggling to get now will be in boku in 10 years. In abundance. The thing you are, see, some of you are running Mexico Road. When I went to the US for the first time, I went with 9 people. They gave us 9 visas. The US ambassador gave us 9 visas. I went to London the first time with 7 people. 7. I carried team members, 7. To London. 9 to the United States. And some people I know entered Mexico Road and died in the sea to go to the same place. You see, when you want to go ahead of your destiny, bad things happen. Ask yourself questions. I might not be talking to every one of you, but you see, you came here, destiny brought you here, so you can hear these words and align yourself. Don't be under pressure. If you know where you are going, you will not be threatened by who is there because you know you are coming. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. And number 3, I'll close here because of time. I still have some time, but I want you to go home early, all right, and probably answer 1 or 2 questions. I think you all like it when we ask questions, right? So I'm going to. And this is good. This is good. So you understand what to do at every point in time, including when to get married, when to travel, when to start a business, when to learn a skill, what kind of skill to learn, and all that stuff. Excuse me. Yeah. And last but not the least, there are many more, but last for this session. When you find out, and this is good, when you find out what your purpose is, you will know who you must. And I use the word intentionally. Who you must relate with and who you must not relate with. Let me ask you. Say you take a bus from mile 17 and you are headed, you want to go to Yaoundé, and the bus start going up towards Boya Town. Answer me, will you ever get to Bamenda or Yaoundé? If you want to go to Yaoundé and the bus starts heading up towards Boya Town, will you ever arrive at Yaoundé? The reason why you follow everyone in class is because you have not asked yourself, who am I? Where am I supposed to be? What am I called to do? When you find what you are called to do, your association is set naturally. Naturally, your association is set. Is set. I have never seen any bully be became a ruler. I've never seen any free person without instructor become anything in life. There are people in school that have a tendency and a habit to harass lecturers and to disrespect their elders. I have never seen them become anything. I promise you. I've stayed around for a bit. Never. Never. All those in our school, in those days of when we were in school, that now they are pushing truck and they're driving big cars, big gongo, basically. They don't become. So how do you become friends with them? How are you in your 20s and all you talk about is boys? Boys. I know you should be talking about something that starts with B, but it's not boys. It's supposed to be books. Boys. Girls. Girls. You are even with friends who are already tempted to start scamming. And then they are saying things. Never ever overestimate your strength. That's what many of you do. You think, oh, I mean, I can handle it. I can be around bad people and then it's not going to influence me. It's not going to impact me. No, it's not true. It is, you only need to hear it so many times before you start thinking it. Yeah. There are people who say certain things and you know these ones don't belong in the same class with me. They don't. I used to have a friend. That friend was from Bayangi. His name was Ayok. Yes. Very bad boy. I was friend with that boy for a short while. And the things, all the bad things in this world that I did, it was Ayok. Is there any Ayok here? Ayok, why? Yeah, bad guy. You know, and I advised myself, I told myself, if I keep staying with this guy, I'll die before my time. Yeah, he always used to put us in trouble. We get in trouble in school, we get in trouble. You can talk to yourself, my friend. Advise yourself. Tell yourself, this is not the kind of life I want. This is not the kind of friends I want to keep. It's not the kind of entourage I want. I am focused. I want to be around a place where my destiny is fed, where my passion is fueled. People who speak my language. People who speak my language. You know, there's what we call destiny language. You know, there's what we call destiny language. You only relate with people who speak that language. If you are career focused, you are academic focused, you stay around people who talk academics, career, church, God. People who are focused. And not people who are taking your mind from left to right. Most of my friends, we don't have any careless talks. Oh, you know, I hear people argue about soccer for 5 hours. Say, we don't buy Messi. You don't get chance of a good school. Say, no, we try for buy who? You who? And you see, they argue, and waste time. One of the worst things that have happened to us, which is the best thing too, but you need to know how to deal with it, is social media and the distraction. This generation is one of the most distracted and one of the most blessed. If you can overcome distraction, you will be the best version of yourself. So in summary, guys, the people who excel in life answer the question of why am I here? I greatly advise you to do something right now. Before we talk about jobs and skills and all these important things, genuinely answer this question now in your heart. Can you say for sure you know why you are existing? If no, do something about it. This is a new year. Find yourself. The first thing to find is not a husband, it's yourself. The first thing to find is not a job, it's yourself. Find yourself. Take a purpose discovery course. Learn about purpose. Read a book on purpose. All right? So engage yourself so that you should be very confident about who you are. I don't know, but when I got off the car and I was coming in here, I wanted to talk to you about something else, right? I like to talk about purpose, skills and stuff. I don't talk purpose too much, but I felt impressed in my heart to tell you all that the greatest success secret people don't tell you is purpose discovery. Discover who you are. Discover who you are and stand up to it. It might not be popular. It might not be what everyone else is doing. But you see, just like your fingerprints, we are all unique. We are unique. I noticed something. I've lived for a short, relatively, all right, compared to you a little longer, but relatively short time on the earth. And I noticed something. I noticed that truly the formulas we have is to teach you how to know yourself. If you do this and do this and do this, you succeed. Well, that doesn't always happen, because then the questions arise like, okay, what about my parents? My parents, if you went to your house and told your parents 15 years ago to say, Daddy, Mommy, I want to be a streamer. I want to be an online streamer. So I get online, put my camera, and I just stream videos. By the time you wake up, you're in the pot, simmering. Just for saying I want to be a streamer. They'll cook you, they'll boil you, they'll flog that devil out of you. You're supposed to be one of these: doctor, lawyer, pilot. If you said you wanted to be a soccer player, they will cut one of your toes. But now they are allowing it. Let me tell you why they are allowing it. Because they are models of success. There's a young man, I would have played his videos for you to see. Is it Galvin there? Can you find me I Show Speed? How many of us know I Show Speed? You see? A lot of young people. I Show Speed earns millions of dollars streaming random things. Okay, let me give you one that you will know. How many of us know Pella? You see, everybody's laughing. Yeah, Pella, just streaming. Just streaming. If he came and said, I want to be a streamer. Oh, are you crazy? What? So imagine reading a book on success and the person say, avoid internet. It's a distraction. What am I saying? I'm saying most of the books you will read and most of our stories we share to you is only to encourage you find yourself. Because you might create a unique path of success that other people start chasing. Most of the things, there's a saying among millionaires, you never ask a millionaire how he made his first million. Yeah, they say that a lot. You never ask them, how did you make your first million? The first million, yeah. If you know what I mean. Yeah, it always has a way it comes. Yeah, there's no particular, I can't tell you how I made it. I just made it. I pushed. I did what I did. You know? You never ask. But you could be the person who introduces something that has not been. You just need to get into yourself. Find yourself. School doesn't show you who you are. School only helps you, train you, give you the equipment to ask yourself the right questions. Ask yourself. Get in touch with yourself. Who am I? What am I here for? Am I happy? Are you happy? Are you happy with what you're doing in school? Are you happy? Are you truly happy? Are you happy about your life? Are you happy about your job? You want to spend the rest of your life being unhappy? Ask yourself, who am I? And I'll say this to you. The only person that can truly show you what you are called to do is who kept you here. The question now is, who is he that kept you here? And we're going to talk about that another time. I'm going to end for now so I can answer a few questions. Those of you that have questions within the line of the teaching, or you want to ask me any important question. Very good question. I mean, I could give you a financial reward for asking me a good question. I really, I'm in the mood to answer a good question tonight. Yeah, I'm going to answer 3 questions. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, 5, 4, and 5. Yeah, that's I show speed. See how the guy is very young, and yeah, he's making so much from just streaming. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I need to regulate this. I'm not showing this to you as models. I have a lot of morality checks on most of these guys. And the reason I'm showing you these guys is to tell you we need people like you on the spotlight with better morals. Okay. Question. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to everybody.
Hi.
Pardon my voice.
We-
It's a bit cracked.
We pardon it.
All protocols duly respected. Lady Risa, Apostle Sam, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
I'm not a stranger in the house. I've just been gone for a very long time, and sitting here and getting all these teachings again is
I hope you're back.
amazing. Well, for a while.
Oh, welcome.
Alright. My question is this. I've heard Lady Risa say countless times that purpose is understood at the end from backwards, because at the starting point you don't really have a lot of clarity on what you're doing, and so I want to ask, should we move or do what we are doing at an instance based on the information we have about ourselves at that very instance? Yes, because if you're really waiting to actually understand all of who you are and all of why you're here, it might probably take a very long time, because at each and every stage in life, you discover something new about yourself. You
Right.
discover that there's something more, there's something you should add, or there's something you should remove. So how do you navigate walking in purpose, knowing fully well you only get the full picture at the end?
So this is how purpose discovery works. All right. I believe that even God shows you your life in clusters, because the totality of it might overwhelm you. So he tells Abraham, get out of your father's house and go to a land I will show you. He could have said, okay, you are going to meet this place and stop here, and begin to label him with the complete details of. But he shows him just so much to get him started. Truth is, my dear friend, you have at every given point enough information to work. Apostle was talking to me, and this is very important to you. He was just counseling me on a few days ago. He said, you don't need more exposure. You have enough exposure for the next level. That blew my mind. You don't need to say, oh, I need more exposure now. I need more. You have just enough for the next phase, right? And when you get to the end of that road, the next one opens. So yes, you should. When you discover yourself, honestly, it is not going to change much. What I mean by that is the fundamentals of, I'm going to be a pastor. The kind of pastor I will be is being unveiled to me, but I know I'm a pastor. You see that now? You know this is what you are, and then it's unveiled to you step by step. God breaks eternity into time so you are not overwhelmed with the full picture, the full scope of your whole destiny. So yeah, he shows you in clusters. I hope I answer you. God bless you. Yes. Do the most with what you have now. That's what I'm saying.
All protocols respected. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, sir.
I want to thank for this opportunity. So, you've mentioned a lot of the things we should do, and you also come to also tell us that everyone has their own different purposes.
Right.
But from your explanation, I've understood that there are some basic things that crosses across each field, irrespective of the purposes that we each have.
Yes.
So, by that knowledge, I want to ask, if you were a 20-year-old
Yes.
or a very young man starting now, to get at this place that you are, with
Yes.
the knowledge you have now,
Yes.
in few statements or words, what is your framework, like your plan?
Very beautiful question. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think we should reward that. That's a good one. Okay. So if I were to be 20 years old and I want to get to this point that I am with my current knowledge, what would be my framework? What am I going to do? What's my plan of action? What do I do first? Then, and then, and then, and then. Number one, uno, I will find a mentor who is doing exactly what I want to do. And I will learn, ask questions, and listen. I will do my best to be close, very close, to observe. Because the difference between where you are and where I am is information. I could be all of this when I was 20. I didn't just know as much as I know now. If I knew exactly all I know now, I could have everything I have in a shorter period of time. So that's the first thing I will do. I will find someone that is God-fearing, because morals are very important. I don't want you to prioritize success as material over morals. I'll find someone who is very moral, Christian values, right? And then I will learn from him. That's the first thing I will do. And of course, I'm already teaching that I will find myself, I'll get to know exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. Then I find somebody who is doing that and learn from them. That's the first, amongst many other things. I mean, there are so many things. Number two, I will do something. And that's what I wanted to teach. It's right here in my book. Just a second, let me show you. What I did not have in my 20s that I think it's very important you should have. I wrote here, the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. I would be comfortable in a routine. I used to get so bored, and many young people get very bored with routine. Waking up to do the same thing every single day bores the life out of young people. But that is truly the key to immense success. The secret of your future is hidden in what you do every single day. You wake up and do the same thing. Go to school as many times as you need to go to school. Attend the classes, read the books. Just say, I'm bored. I've been doing this for the longest time. Keep doing it. It's shaping and it's forming you. Amongst many things, I could share them with you personally because of time.
Okay. Thank you for answering the question. Now, in the idea of mentorship,
Right.
as you said, it's important that we study under someone.
Yes.
And we should not also rush to leave.
Right.
But now, also putting the factor in time, like for how long can you learn under this person consistently? And then, like, you will not be like overstayed
Right.
under that person. Like, is there a limit? Because you can say that, okay, you're learning mentorship under somebody for 10 years, which, according to me, is not.
Yeah, it's not factual, right?
Yes,
yeah, it is. It's just that we are not wired to. And the reason why I'm driving mentorship, especially to Cameroonians, is because it's not part of our DNA. It's not part of us. That's the reason why you see so many laborers that are not skilled. Check all the finishings. Go to a carpenter to make a furniture. They don't know nothing because they feel like, oh, I'm wasting time. Bro, there is no time limit to mentorship. Until you become an exact and better of your mentor, you keep learning. As a matter of fact, the best thing that can happen to you is to find an ever-improving mentor. Before you get to where he is another place. Now, at some point within mentorship, you will start doing what you're doing, but you don't leave mentorship. Look at Lady Risa, for instance. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm watching them share her bio, and I have many of them doing same things. Many doing same things, right? At different parts, they're reading her bio. She's still under mentorship. There's times I'll call and say, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't talk like, don't say that. Mentorship, it continues. But at some point, your mentor will feel comfortable to release you to do what you're called to do because you have had enough knowledge for that season to start. But I want you to prioritize it. to learn, because we try to learn at it all by ourselves. And that instead takes more time. If I were to tell you, spend a minimum of 7 years, learning what you want to do. That's why you need to start early. A minimum of 7 years. Am I saying within the 7 years, do nothing except that? No. I'm saying while you are learning, don't disconnect. You never get to a point where you come and don't ever tell your mentor, release me, I want to start. No. Don't get released. Keep doing what you are doing and keep learning. Create that relationship where, especially as a mentor, that is ever increasing. And if it stops growing at some point, you are permitted to find somebody who continues to push you. All right?
Thank you for your time.
Welcome. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Good evening to everyone.
Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, my question goes thus. You said with purpose, for you to easily get your purpose,
Right.
first of all, you need to know what you like doing, right?
Yes.
In a case where you've not been serious with your life, like even for you to figure out what you like doing, you find difficulties in it. Or if you even want to, it's a gift.
Right.
I don't know if you're getting it.
I am getting it 100%. I am getting you. That's what I'm here for, to get you.
Okay, sir. So from there, how do you begin?
You begin by getting serious. You see, figure out everything you do that you call unseriousness. All right? I'll tell you what you must do. Cut down on most of the external activities and spend some time with yourself. I tell my mentees, the first thing you need to do, the first book you must ever write is about yourself. What's your name?
About Tracy Awamufo.
Okay, let's just go with Tracy. So, who is Tracy? Go into a discovery, search. Write a book about Tracy. What do you like? What dress style appeals to you? What kinds of job do you, what triggers your fancy? What do you like? Who are you? You see, when you start doing soul search, just get deep with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Wake up in the morning and want to see, what are you going to do today? What different thing are you going to do today? What do you like? Okay, I don't like reading. I like watching. I learn more by audiobooks than I learn from reading. You need to know all those basic things. You see, so that you are not pushed. People don't push you to do things that is not you. I always tell people, rather than spending time learning what you are not, do what you are. So, I know this is terrible, but I found this about myself personally. All right? Other than the fact that I'm a guy and I am a typical guy, and what I mean by a typical guy is when my shirt gets off my body, my shirt has a mind of its own. It wants to only go on the bed or on the ground. And I'm talking to my shirt and say, bro, listen, go to the closet and stay there. My shirt it doesn't want to go to the closet and stay. My shirt and my bed, they have a relationship. I've been trying to break that relationship. I don't know if there are any guys like that. Don't leave me alone. Guys, respond. So, when I was younger, they would always get to my room. Clean this room, pack this shirt, do this and do that. And I discovered I don't like doing dishes. I don't like washing plates and pots. The worst na pot, I feel die. So give me pot, man, wash it. This is my craze. I don't like it. So what I figured out doing now was, I said, okay, there are two things. This is very basic. I could learn it, put a lot of hours trying to do. Again, don't judge me. I'm just telling you my truth. I could put in so much hours going to buy iron crusher to scrub the pot, wash it to be a perfect human being. Or I could become so successful that I find someone who can help me with my inadequacies while I focus on what I'm strong at. Imagine me now folding all my clothes. As I promise you now, I'm not going to my room, but I can assure you, one of my shirts has left where I kept it and has come to the bed. It's there. And then I said, no, let me be folding it. Let me learn how to fold it properly. And then I've spent probably so much time that I could have done something. You see, that's just a, please, don't be, what's the English word? Don't be a messed up person, right? Make sure you take care of your space. I'm not saying, yes, be organized. It's very important. And don't just take my words for it. The man is, I have a system for that right now. Because I've been able to grow to a point where I can have a system for that. But rather than saying that, oh, Tracy does not know how to draw, and you are trying to spend 5 years learning how to draw, you know how to sing. You can manage with singing even if you don't know how to draw. So who are you? Who are you? You see, you must understand that you are the center, you are the subject of your life's story. You are the main character of your story. You see, many people, the main character of their story is many different things. It's not them. It's you. Who are you? You write a book about yourself. A little nice book, even if it's not printed, even if it is handwritten, but it's something about you. I wrote the 7 things, the 7 I ams of Samuel Molombe. I wrote that a while ago. I revise it every time. The 7 I ams of Samuel Molombe. And all of those 7 things, you can't take me out of them. You can't cause me to do something that is not part of that because I have defined my life's mission. This is who I am. I'm a pastor and I'm a loving one. You can't make me hate you. There's nothing, Tracy, you can do to make me hate you. I promise you. There's nothing. Even if you kill my mom, she's already dead. So, she's already dead. You can't. I scattered everything. I made up my mind to be a loving person because I told myself that's who I am. So who are you? You cannot be lazy to study about yourself. You are the main character of your story. You can't be lazy. You can't be studying about everybody else and know everything happening around the world. You don't know what's happening in you. You need to know who you are. You need to know what your period, your cycle is. You need to know what you like to eat, what you're allergic to. You need to know what you don't like. Basically, all of that stuff, it's important. So you can say, thank you, I don't eat this. Yeah, like I don't eat fufu corn. You can't make me eat it. It's not me. I don't like it. That's just an answer for you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Tracy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's you. She asked very good questions. She has asked questions for 3 wisdom rooms or 2. How many?
I've asked questions just this is my 3rd time.
I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening to everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for the great teachings.
You're welcome.
Well, I've been listening to your teachings and I've been really blessed. And there's also this person I've been following online, Myron Golden. He also speaks about business, Christianity, and everything.
Awesome.
The one thing I notice is that they always give like the framework for everything. My problem is you teach me how to make the plan of the house. You teach me how to make the house look beautiful, but how do I put the building blocks? Like, you tell me, okay, if you want to have a successful career, a successful business, work by these principles. Okay, if I work by these principles, how do I get my first customers?
Right.
So, sorry for asking this question, but how did you make...
You see? Yeah, how did I make my first million, huh?
Yes,
you don't ask how to make that. But okay, I'll answer you. What you need to do right now is to get into one circle, not cycle, one circle. You see, I can't really mentor you, or Golden can mentor you from that distance. You need to pay the price to gain access and get proper mentorship. Now, this is what we call a net. This is just us. If you like what you hear, then engage to hear more. You see, because knowledge is supposed to be given in a certain sequence. It's supposed to be given a certain sequence. If knowledge is not given in that sequence, I promise you it's not going to help you. Right? So we have systems that you are part of. You get, okay, how do I get to be mentored? You can join the volunteers. You can join the purpose discovery class. You can be a part of a community. And through that community, you begin to go, because we are teaching progressively in those circles, rather than just giving you random. And I share how I made my first million, but not just publicly, Because it's complex. If I start explaining it, many other questions will arise. So I could answer you privately.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Congratulations on your wedding. And she just put the ring behind her. I'm playing with you. Go ahead.
I've really been wishing to really meet you face to face and you talking and me listening. So
Oh,
it's really a great privilege.
thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
So my question is, when you were talking, you spoke about you having an inner voice and
Right.
you listening to the inner voice, which leads you to your purpose.
Right.
So my question is, okay, let's assume that inner voice has been talking to you, but you gave a deaf ear.
Right.
And unfortunately, you've already made a mistake.
Yeah.
So how can you adjust the mistake, or how can you make up to it?
Beautiful. It depends on what the mistake is. But one of the things I will tell you truly is there is no length that you have gone out of track that as long as you have breath on your noses, you cannot fix it. The first thing, go back to what the voice has been saying and start doing it. It's never late to start. And that question is tricky. That's why I said it depends on what the mistake is. Because other times I will advise to, and I just learned this recently too, that you can make a decision and stick to it. If it is not a bad, it could not be the perfect decision, but it's not a bad decision. For instance, maybe you were meant to be in Boya, and for some reason you are in Yaoundé, and you're already married in Yaoundé, and you have kids in Yaoundé, but you're meant to be in Boya. I cannot say go back and be in Boya. You are already in Yaoundé. You can make it work there. So I need to know what the mistakes are or is, and then I will be able to give you proper counsel on what to do, because there's no particular answer that can just generic, But I will tell you there's no length you have gone that you cannot go back and start all over again. Identify what you are doing that is not in line with what that inner voice or what God is telling you to do in the inside of you, and start today to do it right. If it's you're wasting more time, cut off on the time. Maybe not drastic, but tell yourself, I will only do social media for 4 hours a day. I would only do social media for 5 hours. And if I clock 5 hours, I'm not on my phone. And you start practicing that. If it's about a course, probably you are doing something other than what you are supposed to do, and you're already 2 years into the program, and you have another 1 year or 2 more years, just finish it. Finish it, right? And then you now have to work twice as hard, because while you are learning, you could be just flexing your muscles and just taking some extra classes on this other thing while you're doing that. Don't have the habit of leaving things halfway. You're already in, it is a mistake, but go through with the program, finish it, get the certificate, and then do this thing that you like to do.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Oh, okay. Yeah, he says, please. He really wants to ask a question. I hope it's worth it. Okay. Just these ones. And that's it. We have Wisdom Room next week, so we continue next week Sunday.
Good evening to all the youth in this auditorium. Good evening, Lady Risa. Good evening, Apostle Samuel.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, my question goes to you. So it has nothing to do with purpose.
Okay, it has nothing to do with purpose.
Yes. So you said in your puberty time, you enjoyed it. You had your moment.
Bro, that's not what I said. Yeah, okay.
Because we are all working towards success.
All
We
right.
need to know how we can tackle things,
All right.
Yeah, so I want to know, you enjoyed your moments, and spiritually, let's go spiritually. Sex has something to do with a human.
Yeah.
Spiritually. It drains something from you. We have learned it, and we also hear it from our elders, like it drains. But see how successful you are.
Bro.
You need to recover.
Bro, seriously, come on. Okay.
You see, so you know the sweetness, right? But
Ah.
what did you do to, you understand?
Yeah.
Over it. It's like,
Okay.
this will
So,
not take me far.
first of all, I don't know how you brought me having my moments with sex. That's not what I meant.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, but now that you're already there, I'll answer. But young people, they need to play Una. No, okay. So, yeah. You don't want to get involved, and I'll be very honest with you. I will be blatantly honest with you. You don't want to get involved in that mix up. You see, that's a whole topic of its own. And sometimes we take time to handle relationships and your sexuality and stuff, right? But honestly, if you are young, you are in school, you don't want to get yourself involved in all of it's a never-ending spiral. It just keeps going, and it will complicate everything. I promise you, it will complicate everything. So what do you do, right? Again, I may not have the time to establish a doctrine on what you need to do to stay sexually pure, because I think, according to your question, you already know that sexual purity is what we all should be striving for. I will not sit here and fool myself that you all have attained, or you are doing that, you're practicing that. But I'm telling you, number one, it complicates everything. It's not a momentary thing. It's not something it's not finished when it's finished. It's not finished when you finish. It continues forever. Some of you are locked up in wrong relationships and you can't break out because you already have soul ties. You have soul ties. Someone is abusive, someone is messing you up, and the person is taking you completely out of purpose, and you don't have the power, the willpower to be able to break out because you already got yourself sexually involved with these people. And I'm telling you, you don't want to get involved with that. You don't want to test what your limits are. The kind of dating we practice in this generation, and I'm not sitting here and say, oh, you cannot date, you can't do that. It's a whole topic. We will handle that separately. We have sessions for that. But for now, what you need to understand, it's not something that should be on the table like random. It's not part of puberty. It's not part of you enjoying yourself. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. I just meant stubborn and heady, and and all that. But yeah, I mean, yeah. There were one or two. I had crushes in school, and I think I had the perfect guardrails for that. All right, but probably if I was just let loose, I could have really messed around. I'm not perfect. I'm not 100% perfect. I'm not going to sit here to say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. But it's not the path you want to get yourself into, or any young person here wants to get themselves into. It gets you locked up. It gets you mentally clogged, beclouded. You can't make right decisions. So what you need to do right now is to practice abstinence and do it as much as you can. A young lady came to me at one point and said, oh, I am dating this guy, and I told the guy that no sex is on the table. But Pastor, the guy has tried, Sha. The guy has tried, because I've been with him for 2 years, and that's the barest minimum. He has not tried. He has not tried. Don't ever go that route. Don't ever let somebody, do that mind game with you. Says, my whole body, and you're not here to babysit anybody's child. If you don't have home training, I'm not the one to give you home training. Don't use your body to do experiments. No, don't use your body to do experiments. Dating is different from sex. It's not part of dating. Don't ever let anybody put the two together. Say it's the thing we do when we're dating. No, that's not dating at all. That's not dating. You're playing with fire. You're playing with grown-up stuff. And when you play with grown-up stuff, you have grown-up issues. I'm telling you, when you venture in grown-up stuff, you're going to have grown-up issues. And when you have grown-up issues and you're not grown, you're messed up. It doesn't end when you finish. All right?
My apology for the wrong analysis.
No, you're good. And I thank you for asking. If you didn't ask, I wouldn't have said what I said. It has helped someone. Thank you so much. Bro, you guys just the way you just arranged, man. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
So I have a question that has been disturbing me for the longest now, ever since I started my quest for who I really am.
Yeah.
And here's the question. So do you think that for one to learn something about their own life, they only need to learn it sometimes in their mistakes, even if it is a sin, even if it is harmful, or if it is very risky? Like someone once said that sometimes for God to teach you some things, or for him to allow you to learn some things, he needs to take you through wilderness, or even sometimes to the deepest of bowels for you to understand that particular subject matter.
Right.
And sometimes, passing through this point, you might even come to notice that it's like God doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And my reason for asking this question is because there is something I really love so much doing that I show up every single day. But the thing is, this thing is very risky. This idea has a lot of fear. It gives me a lot of fear. Sometimes I have to be disobedient. And sometimes also in search for more information about this particular thing, it's like if I don't really have to believe or wait on God.
Go on.
So,
and I'm going to tell you this. First, the first question: do you need to experience and do you need to learn about yourself just from the things you suffered? Well, that is one way, but that's not the only way. As a matter of fact, that's the hard way. And it's not always good. Experience is a good teacher if it is other people's experience. You see, God has supernaturally networked you with every knowledge you already need. Check around yourself. There are success stories. There are biographies. I've read maybe anywhere around 300 to 450 biographies. Pastors, politicians, leaders, entrepreneurs, and stuff. Where did they fail? I've done a critical analysis of, young servant leaders and just political leaders and, finance leaders. What mistakes did they make? When they were recounting the story of their lives, what mistakes did they make? And a few of them shared some things I learned to avoid. I have not gotten there. One of the things I never saw my father do, my adopted father, I never saw my father exercise. I never saw my dad wear a sneaker and went for a jog. Never. I don't have any image of him ever doing any kind of physical exercise. Never. And I don't want to tell you what is happening, but I already learned from that. So I go do exercise. I go do footing and jogging and walking because I learned from that. I don't need to arrive at the point he is at to be able to learn that lesson. So every time you learn from your own experiences, most of the time, God has been pointing you to the experience of others and you are ignorant to it. So he lets you learn from your own experiences. But look around you. There are so many success stories you can learn from. So many people who have become what you want to be, and they have written clearly their stories. There's a scripture I want you to go